Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new here. My name is Leila Mekhdiyeva, and today I have a book haul video. I never actually filmed book haul video. I showed you guys some new clothes, new makeup, but never books. Last year I read 12 books, and that was an accomplishment for me personally. You know, you need to celebrate your small wins, because for years before that I stopped reading, to be honest, something that's not related to my studies. So I studied journalism, so I would always like read political or, you know, media studies kind of readings. So I just stopped reading anything for myself, like, you know, fiction, non-fiction, just like something as a self-education. But I feel like a lot of people also picked up reading, especially last year, because of all the lockdowns and not being able to leave your house and not having anything to do, to be honest. So that made me reconnect with my inner bookworm, because as a child I loved reading. But honestly, this year I'm again in a sort of a reading slump, and I don't know why that happened. I have so many books waiting for me to read them, and I'm so slow, and I leave my current reading for days without reading it. So, you know, I gotta be honest, not doing good with reading lately, but it doesn't stop me from sharing with you all the recent purchases, all the new books in my personal library. So let's go ahead and let me share with you all the latest books that I picked up. Okay, so first book is something that I started reading back in January, and it is May, almost June. I think by the time you'll be watching it, it will be June. So it's been 6 months and I'm still reading this book, and I'm talking about Women Who Run with the Wolves by Clarissa Pinkola Pinkola. I really don't know how to pronounce her name. I probably should have checked, but she is a psychotherapist, psychologist. She has PhD. This book is basically female empowerment, very spiritual, psychological book. It's definitely something you cannot just read in 1 month. In my personal opinion, I saw a lot of people leaving reviews saying that sometimes they just leave the book because of how much there is to grasp and to do self-analysis, inner work, and it's just not one of those books you can just sit down and be done with it in 1 week or whatever. But I also think that's why I cannot move on and read new books, because I'm still not done with this one. I'm like halfway through, and I feel like it's getting better. Like, I kind of am now more into it, so let's hope I'm gonna be done with it soon and I can start other books. So synopsis of this book says, within every woman there lives a powerful force filled with good instincts, passionate creativity, and ageless knowing. She's the wild woman who represents the instinctual nature of women, but she is an endangered species. In Women Who Run with the Wolves, Dr. Este unfolds rich intercultural myths, fairy tales, and stories, many from her own family, in order to help women reconnect with the fierce, healthy, visionary attributes of this instinctual nature. Through the stories and commentaries in this remarkable book, we retrieve, examine, love, and understand the wild woman, and hold her against our deep psyche as one who is both magic and medicine. So every chapter talks about different issues and gives you different fairy tales as like sort of an explanation of your inner fight as a wild woman. It's just amazing. I won't be able to put it into words. You just need to read it, because this book is one of a kind. I think it's the Bible for every woman out there that I think everyone should read. Next book is Dostoevsky. So this is the Brothers Karamazovs, or in original Братья Karamazovы. I started this book as a way to try and focus on something else while I was really struggling reading Women Who Run with Wolves. And you know what, I'm like 200 pages in. There are like 800 pages in total, and I realized that I'm not one of those people that can just leave a book and then move forward. Like, I really feel some sort of guilt. Like, it makes me want to go back to the book that I didn't finish and be done with it and only then move forward. So as of now, I stopped reading Dostoevsky. I'm definitely coming back to it. This is my second book by Dostoevsky. I read Crime and Punishment last year, I believe it was last February, and I was in love with his writing, and I realized why people always talk about, you know, his writing and him as an author. And I do think that despite the fact that he wrote his book so many years ago, so many things have changed in the world in general and in Russia in particular, because his way of writing is very much about Russian person, you know, like he always, I feel like he was such a patriot, like you can definitely tell. Sometimes I don't really like that about him, but sometimes I'm like, well, you know, I guess I can understand him just representing his own culture. But either way, even today, the way he writes about more psychological aspects of his characters, that's something that just is so unique, and I definitely love Dostoevsky for that. Next book is The Secret History by Donna Tartt. This is dark academia manifesto. Everyone talks about dark academia, and this book is, I feel like, where people get all the inspiration from, and I wanted to know what the hype is about. I haven't started it yet. I ordered it from Amazon and it's still waiting for me to read it. So you see, I have two books that I already started and I need to be done with them, and only then I can move to The Secret History. But I might actually start The Secret History right after I'll be done with The Women Who Run with Wolves, because I'm just so excited to read this book. So synopsis: under the influence of their charismatic classics professor, a group of clever, eccentric misfits at an elite New England college discover a way of thinking and living that is a world away from the humdrum existence of their contemporaries. But when they go beyond the boundaries of normal morality, their lives are changed profoundly and forever. I kind of know what the book is about, and I'm excited to know more about it and hopefully to share with you guys what I think about it. Next is my latest purchase. I got it from Book Depository. This is Carl Jung Synchronicity. I am such a spiritual being. I love psychology and I love doing self-analysis and working on myself, first of all. So when I found out that actually Jung wrote a book on synchronicity, concept that I deeply believe in, and I know some people find it like pseudoscience. Of course, there's like no proof of synchronicity, and some people prefer to believe in coincidences instead, but I am a spiritual person. I see signs everywhere. I believe in angel numbers, like literally when I see 222 on my phone, I'm like, oh my god, this is like a sign. So I do believe in synchronicities, but I wanted to get some sort of scientific perspective, and we'll see how it will go. But synopsis of the book says, Jung was intrigued from early in his career with coincidences, especially those surprising juxtapositions that scientific rationality could not adequately explain. He discussed these ideas with Albert Einstein before World War I, but first used the term synchronicity in a 1930 lecture in reference to the unusual psychological insights generated from consulting the I Ching. I don't know what that is. Anyways, a long correspondence and friendship with the Nobel Prize winning physicist Wolfgang Pauli stimulated a final, mature statement of Jung's thinking on synchronicity, originally published in 1952 and reproduced here, together with the wealth of historical and contemporary material. This essay describes an astrological experiment Jung conducted to test his theory. Synchronicity reveals the full extent of Jung's search into a wide range of psychic phenomena. So excited. I also want to read it so much. Oh my god, I cannot wait to be done with Women Who Run with Wolves. Even though I love it so much, I just cannot wait to start new books, and I just know I can't start new books until I finish the previous one. Like, I don't think it's very common, like I don't think normal people do this, but like I just have this thing, like I need to be done with one book first and then move on. But this one is definitely something that I'm super excited about, and I'm actually reading Jung for the very first time. I did read Freud and I did read Viktor Frankl. So this is not my very first psychotherapy author, but definitely I'm excited. That's all. Next book is Brave New World by Huxley. This book I actually got for my husband. I wanted to read it as well, but he specifically asked me to get a book for him when I told him I am picking up some books from Book Depository, so I did. He's now reading it. He is quite far in. So once he'll be done and once I'll be done with all those books, I'm definitely gonna read Brave New World. Oh my god, I love how new books smell. Like, this is just like heaven for me. So, synopsis. Far in the future, the world controllers have created the ideal society through clever use of genetic engineering, brainwashing, and recreational sex and drugs. All its members are happy consumers. Bernard Marx seems alone in harboring an ill-defined longing to break free. A visit to one of the few remaining savage reservations where the old imperfect life still continues may be the cure for his distress. Huxley's ingenious fantasy of the future sheds a blazing light on the present and is considered to be his most enduring masterpiece. So of course I heard a lot about Huxley and Brave New World, just like 1984. I feel like these two books like always talked about and they're very popular. So as I read 1984, I knew that I definitely need to read Brave New World just because I love modern classics, to be honest. So cannot wait to finally get into it, and if you guys have read it, let me know what you think about it. Next book is super short. It's basically like an essay, and it is The Master's Tools Will Never Dismantle the Master's House by Audre Lorde. I heard a lot about her, and I know there's this more popular book written by her. I definitely plan to get it, but this one just sounded so good, and it has been on my list since, you know, last year's Black Lives Matter protest, when people started sharing like all the books and documentaries you can watch and read on struggles of African Americans. And ever since then, I wanted to get this short but very important, in my personal opinion, book. It has very high ratings as well, so a lot of people were saying that it's amazing. So as it is very short, it's like only 50 pages, I might read it soon enough. So very excited, and I already know it's gonna be good. So synopsis is short. From the self-described Black lesbian mother, warrior, poet, these soaring, urgent essays on the power of women, poetry, and anger are filled with darkness and light. Next book I found in my mom's library when I was visiting my parents back home, and it is Leo Tolstoy, Anna Karenina. This is Russian original, and it's big, it's huge. I recently watched, I think it was British Anna Karenina with Anna Karenina, and the one with, what is her name? Keira Knightley. So honestly, I was obsessed with the movie. Now I know what's gonna happen. I actually knew what's gonna happen ever since I was a child. Like, my mom literally would always talk about it like it's one of her favorite books, so I always knew the ending. Now I kind of know more after watching the movie, and honestly, even though I know it all, I still want to read this book. I'm so excited. It is yet again about like 800 pages. Like, Russian writers don't fuck around. They're like going fully in. And you know, Leo Tolstoy wrote War and Peace, something even bigger than that, which I don't know if I'll ever have patience to read, because I honestly am kind of scared of big books. I realized that. Like, I don't know, we'll see. Never say never. But I'm so excited to read this book. So basically, there's no synopsis, but let me just explain to you what the story is about. Anna Karenina is like a wife of a wealthy man. He's like a politician of some sort. It was like Russia before revolution, so I honestly don't know Russia, especially back in the days, like how it all was. I just know it was like Russian Empire, so they had their Tsar, or Tsar in English, whatever. So I don't really know, but like her husband was like you know, important figure, and then she falls in love with this young soldier, from my understanding, and she leaves her husband, and then it does not end well. And I'm like, so much drama. And apparently I've read that it is based on a true story, so I'm like, can I wait to read more love stories with some drama? I love that. Next is yet again Dostoevsky. This one is Idiot. And I don't know why I picked it up. I was just like at the bookstore back home and I was like, oh, I should pick up like books in Russian, because like in Europe it's really hard to find them and they're always overpriced. So I was like, this was very cheap, and I got it, and I have no idea what it is about. Yet again, it doesn't say anything. We'll see. I just wanted to read more Dostoevsky, and honestly I was just like, I don't know what to pick up, but I am still excited to read it. And there are how many pages? 600. Easy, you know, 600, not that much. And last book is yet again Tolstoy, and this is something I got as a present on my birthday from my girlies that I went to university with. We studied together in Prague, but when I was back home in Almaty, they, you know, we decided to meet up, and they got me this book and some Yang noodles because they know how much I love them. So that was so sweet. I did not expect it because my birthday was like a week ago or something, so I totally did not expect it, but I was so excited to get a book because I love books, but especially by writers that I want to read. Like, it was such an interesting coincidence that, like, you know, they got me Leo Tolstoy. This book in English is Childhood, Boyhood, Youth, or in Russian, Детство, Отрочество, Юность. Also don't know what it is about, and let's not go through translating synopsis because it's hard, okay? But I'm so excited. This book is only 380, almost 400 pages. But yet again, compared to other books here, like, not that much. And I really love the cover. So beautiful, so excited. Yay! So that is it from me for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this book haul. Let me know what books you're reading, you have read this year already, you plan to read, any of the books that I bought that you can share your experience. And with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. I love you. Bye!